Hi students, in this video I'm going to show you how to export your table from Minecraft so that we can access it using 3D and AR software. So this is an example of a picnic table, and this was designed by a Year 8 student. As you can see, we can look inside. He's designed a table which has a built-in rubbish bin, and the table is all connected. It has a rubbish bin that sits underneath it, and I imagine that the cleaners could get that of an afternoon and take the rubbish away. So it's a very clever design. It's been built in a flat world template, and the question is, how do we get it out of Minecraft? And this is what we do. In the top left-hand corner, you'll need to place one of these, and this is called a structure block. If I just press E and I start to type in structure, that's where we can find it. And then we click and drag it down to our toolbar, and from here we can place it in the world. It needs to be placed in the front left corner, and this is really important because of how the structure block exports what is around it. So we right click on the structure block. The first thing we need to do is give it a name. Now you're making 3 different tables, so if you call this sample 1 and the others 2 and 3, that will be perfect. Now when you start, you might have very low numbers, and I'll just go through and change these down so that they are like a starting block. And so you might see something that looks like that. Obviously we need to create a larger model area. Now these colors are really important. X is this axis, Y is the green height, and Z is the blue length. So we've got red, green and blue as indicated by the letters and the lines. The height needs to be increased, and that is Y. So I'm going to take this up to around 64 and I'll click away from it, and we can see it's way too big now. So let's dial that down to about 32, and that might be closer to what we need, but we need to change the other dimensions. So I'll quickly make them all 32, and we'll see if that has the whole table in. No, it doesn't. We need more Z. Let's take Z up to 64. And it's a matter of adjusting it until all you can see is your picnic table. And you can also click and drag on the model so you can see all angles of it. Now that's pretty good, but it's got too much height. So we're going to take some off that green axis, which is Y. Let's drop that down to say 20. And that's better. That's a pretty good box around it. Now with the offsets, leave X and Z alone, but make Y 0. And that's going to get rid of that grass layer. And now we're ready to export it. We've called it sample 1. We're happy with our X, Y and Z. All our offsets are 0. We're not including entities or players. Entities are all the animals and the pigs and so on. So you don't want them in the model. They won't work anyway. So turn them off. We don't want our player in there. Again, they don't work. And obviously we need the blocks. Having done that, scroll down if you can't see it, and you're going to hit the export button. It'll say generating your model, and whatever name you gave it, it's going to give it that same name with a .glb extension. Save this in an area where you can upload it later. So I want you to repeat this process 3 times and then go to the next OneNote page for instructions on how to attach your models and write some reflections.